Before we really begin this topic, so just a brief tidbit about formal, quote-unquote, formal Shinto. I've done formal Shinto, and I choose my words very carefully. You see how I don't say I believe in Shinto. I only remark that I have done formal Shinto at a shrine, which is to re-emphasize even all Shinto. Let's just talk Shinto, Kami no Michi, the way the God path, spirit path, the spirit's path, Kamigami no Michi, path of spirits, Kami no Michi's path, spirit path, or path of God. It really should mean spirit, because God becomes a loaded term as reinterpreted by a Western audience, which becomes problematic, because when they associate Kami with God, and when you say that I am Kami, they think that I'm saying I am God in some type of Judeo-Christian context, which is completely absurd. The bird, the pigeon in Tokyo, is as equally Kami as the pigeon in New York. Physicality doesn't determine Kami status. So if you have a magnificent tornado ripping up the Midwest of America, and you have a tornado somewhere else, the wolf doesn't become Kami if it's basically if it's in Japan, or if it's in basically the nature of the Americas. The Kami status is just as it is. And formal Shinto, is this something anybody can do? You don't believe in Shinto. This is so I don't believe in Shinto. I don't have a Shinto faith. Shinto is just something I have done formally at a shrine. It is not a faith. It is not a religion. The fact that I do Shinto, or I've done Shinto at a shrine formally, with a little more codified ritual, even though there's more culture and codification, doing Shinto formally is still not a religion. So now let's get back to why I emphasize Primal Shinto, because for one practical reason, it's not just practical reason, there's not a lot of formal Shinto shrines to various Kami, Amaterasu, or Inari Kami. It's also the theological fact that you don't need a shrine, and I think there's a good reason why communities of culturally Shinto, basically expatriate communities, they don't go around erecting Shinto shrines everywhere. You see different religious institutions. Shinto, Shrine Shinto, the national Shinto of Japan, even that does not require the erection of shrines everywhere there is a community of adherents, because your shrine is exactly what you make of it anywhere you go. If you look at the ocean of the Pacific coast, that is your Shinto shrine. If you look at Sheep Range, that is your Shinto shrine. You do not need to erect a torii, you do not need to erect anything, you do not need to deface anything, you do not need to mark anything to make Sheep Range a holy and Shinto shrine equal to any shrine in Japan, I dare say. Equal to any shrine in Japan, I dare say. Equal to any shrine, formal shrine in Japan, I dare say. My Sheep Range is Shinto. But that is not a statement of supremacy over other religions. So to other, basically, Pai nations, however you look at that mountain is equally valid, and I embrace you. I am Shinto only because I am irreligious. Because there's so many people out there who don't understand, who don't bother to read or listen. If you see me repeating myself, there's a reason. It's to deal with human stupidness. I am Shinto only because I am irreligious. I am Shinto only because I am irreligious. I am Shinto only because I am irreligious. I do Shinto only because I am irreligious. I do Shinto only because I am irreligious. I do Shinto only because I am irreligious. Repetition is necessary when you're dealing with profound human stupid. I have no religion, such as Buddhism, Christianity, or any other religion, and adhere to a very primitive primal drive. And now we shift to the appeal of Primal Shinto. Why should Primal Shinto appeal to you? In the Western society, as a foreigner, I've seen really interesting phenomenon. I don't want to critique either one. I've seen a phenomenon that's called Satanism. Now, Christians kind of misunderstand them, but my own perspective, I think both forms are kind of just sort of odd to my framework because so there are people. So if they're calling basically the system that is opposed to Christianity, you see, in a cultural context, we don't want to be part of your basically your society where you have a dominant Christianity, you have different groups, cults, or sects that might be opposed to Christianity. So if the Satanists are saying that they represent primal nature or something, where they manifest, they're in tune with the fierce forms of nature, that's I think basically you can do that, but it doesn't make sense. I don't really know what they believe, so I want to make sure that I don't want to misconstrue the Satanists or the Christians. But basically, so let me speak for my own faith. We are not a juxtaposition with Christianity. Okay, so if there's a Catholic Mass, we are not the Black Mass. Okay, whatever that means, even means. I- If there is a Jesus Christ, we're not here to be an alternative to your Jesus. We're primal. We follow a primitive, primal element. Nature personified. Nature as kami. Kami as nature. While we personally, while we personally also accept the higher forms of shrine worship. So, if there happens to be a shrine to Amaterasu Omikami, I am the first person to pay homage to her. Even though a shrine isn't actually necessary, to pay homage to the divinity which illuminates all of heaven and earth. To the divinity, goddess, the supreme goddess, paramount goddess, whose light, whose rays of light illuminates all of heaven and the earth. The light of the earth, the light of the universe, the supreme queen of heaven, Amaterasu. But Shinto works for me because I am fundamentally irreligious. So people who have no religion, this is a good point of Shinto. Why not only irreligiosity, but also my experience with other religions, is that what turns me off about religion is that it tends to try to pull you to a certain modality. So let me take a concept here. Some people are born fierce. Some people are born gay. Some people are born straight. And there's everywhere in between. There's predominantly straight, predominantly gay. It's a broad spectrum. So where a person falls in a broad spectrum. So if I have a Buddhist temple and they try to cultivate, calmness, centeredness, what happens when you are after the heart of Susanoo? What happens when you're born uncentered, fierce, fearsome, wolf-like, Susanoo-like? Should you try to become a Buddhist monk? I would say no. So if you're fierce, Primal Shinto is for you. If you're meek, Primal Shinto is for you. The wolf and the lamb are part of the same evolutionary framework. So the wolf inherits the earth as well as the lambs. So there's no distinction. If you're wolf, Primal Shinto is for you. If you're meek, sheep, Primal Shinto is for you. If you're an eagle, a predatory bird, Primal Shinto is for you. If you're a dove, a vegetarian, if you're a vegetarian dove, Primal Shinto is for you. If you're red meat eater, Primal Shinto is for you. If you're vegan, Primal Shinto is for you. So Primal Shinto is not going to try to pull you. You need to be more like Amaterasu. You need to be more like Susanoo, fierce. You need to be more serene, like Amaterasu. Oh, so serene, beautiful. The angelic Amaterasu. If you're the vicious, evil twin, so be it. Prime. So to understand Orthodox Shinto, so-called, the gods of Shinto do not personify some golden standard where we try to pull you. You need to be serene because Amaterasu is serene. The other gods can be very non-serene. So that no matter what your nature is, primal Shinto is for you by virtue of your existence in nature. The primal Shinto applies to the wolf and to the lamb, because both wolf and lamb are emergent from the same nature through this evolutionary process. The psychopath exists for a reason. I'm a psychopath and I believe there's a reason I exist. And this reason isn't really theological or philosophical. There's a reason for certain traits to be passed on, and it has to do with environmentally driven natural selection. So if you're an atheist, primal Shinto's for you. If you're irreligious, primal Shinto's for you. Our goal isn't to pull adherents of Christianity or Islam, because I think there's an issue. If your expectation is a religion, primal Shinto is not for you simply because it's not a religion. So if you want a religion, for God's sakes, pun intended, please don't follow Shinto or primal Shinto, because primal Shinto, even among adherents, is not designed to answer 99 problems. Okay, religion is designed to answer that. Religions that have formal economies, salvations, codified beliefs, codified rituals, codified requirements, codified beliefs, codified theology, as opposed to an elemental longing, has the answers if you have 99 problems. So Buddhism is full-fledged system. Christianity, full-fledged. Islam, full-fledged. Shinto is not a full-fledged system designed to answer your 99 problems. So if you have 99 problems or 99 theological questions about your purpose, your meaning, I don't think primal Shinto is for you. Primal Shinto is something I do and not something I believe. Primal Shinto and Shinto proper is not something I believe. It is something I do. It is something I do, not something I believe, because it is just an elemental primal force of nature. I am Shinto because I do Shinto. I do Shinto because I follow my own primal primitive drive, in which I don't have any real religion. Thank you very much.